Hello and welcome to this video on drugs that can cause your urine to change color. This video is the product of leaving a room full of science students to their own devices. Most people know that urine generally ranges from an almost if not clear fluid to something very close to it, all the way up to something dark brown in the cases of extreme diseases. The normal color is generally a shade of yellow. This color is mostly made from the concentration of salts and very little water. Very dark urine is a product of protein and cells getting into your urine as a result of kidney damage. Quite obviously, when you start searching for causes of urine color changes, you'll begin to find that in some cases, it's not just kidney damage, but certain foods, drinks, and medications that can have an interesting effect. Of course, we will not be giving specific doses for these effects. Some people cannot be trusted to look after a rock, let alone this knowledge. First are some of the least noticeable changes, those that are orange. Orange is similar enough to yellow that some may not notice it, but medications that can make it just a touch more pronounced are there. This includes an antibiotic used for tuberculosis, isoniazid. Sulfasalazine is an anti-inflammatory, often used for arthritis. Then there are your riboflavins, otherwise known as vitamin B2. All three of these can achieve the same result of an orange color. Then there are carrots. Consuming an excess quantity of carrots can also change the tone of your skin, making you far more orange. Then there's vitamin C in general. Although you have vitamin B, vitamin C can have a similar dose at extremely high doses, going from the less noticeable to the far more noticeable, something that can turn your urine brown. Metronidazole is an antibiotic that is used for vaginosis and certain diarrhea. Then there is nitrofurantoin, another antibiotic, primarily for urinary tract infections, and then acetaminophen. There's also the process of certain foods, and these foods largely being fava beans, rhubarb, and aloe. All of these can cause your urine to turn a dark brown. Going from what could be considered mundane to the creative, weird, and unusual. Turning your urine blue through green. Very unnatural and strange colors, but they do happen. Amitriptyline can cause this coloration, and it's actually an antidepressant. Cimetidine is an acid blocker and often used for acid reflux. Indomethacin is an anti-inflammatory for gout. Zaleplon is another, and is an atypical benzodiazepine used for sleep. Methocarbamol is a non-sedating relaxant and often used for neck and back pain. And then there's metoclopramidine, which is used to treat nausea. Most of these are prescription medications, and so you're unlikely to be able to access them. But if you are being treated and experiencing a change in urine color, this may be the explanation. Then there's medication that will turn your urine red. The first, and one that should be of most concern to you, is warfarin. This is a blood thinner, and the change in your urine is a byproduct of blood getting into your urine. Then there's rifapin, which is an antibiotic. This is also used to treat tuberculosis. In some cases, it's used as a secondary antibiotic to treat more resistant strains of bacteria, particularly methicillin-resistant Staph aureus. Then there's phenazopyridine. This is a drug used to treat pain, particularly in the urinary tract or because of urinary tract infections. Next is ibuprofen, an anti-inflammatory. If your urine's turning red, it may not be because of medication though. It could be because of consumption of beets, blackberries, and rhubarb, although the color can range from pink through to red. If your urine's turned white, it's possibly something more interesting. It's called chyluria, and it's when your urine has somehow been combined with lymphatic fluid. Lymphatic fluid is part of your lymph system, and that deals with lipids and your immune system. Finally, it could be filarial infestation. This is a parasite, and the parasite can have the same effect. At the other extreme end from white urine is black urine. One of the possible reasons is macrobid, flagell, and ribaxin. These can all cause black urine. The sweetener, and in some cases laxative, sorbitol can also have the same effect. If you receive infusions of iron, this can also cause black urine, as some of the iron can find its way through the kidneys and into your urine. All of these drugs work the way they do via often different mechanisms to get to the final product. Some have to be broken down from large, complex structures. Some have their color built into them. Despite this, the most common cause of the color change comes from a dye. The dye is often tiny and can be a portion of a large chemical or a byproduct of the chemical breaking down. The key thing here is that it is tiny, a small enough molecule that it can get through what is the kidney as a filter. This lets it remain intact. If instead it was caught by the kidney as a filter, it would instead be sent back to the liver to be broken down further, or to the GI tract where it would be put back into the GI tract and excreted as feces. In other cases, the things that are going to cause these color changes, primarily dyes, are entirely water soluble. Because they're water soluble, they will find their way into the kidney and they will follow the gradient of the water. This means that if there's a lot of whatever's causing your urine to change color in the blood and the kidneys, it will go into the urine. Over time, the effect of this will diminish. As a general rule though, things that are going to change color have to be small, and they often come from things that are either already soluble in water or found in foods. This is one reason why your urine can smell of asparagus after you've eaten asparagus. The aromatic compound in there can get through your kidneys and out into your urine, which you then excrete. You can almost think of the list we've given you in this video as a list of possible side effects of various medications and food, and not just some trivia or opportunity for shits and giggles. It's something that was certainly entertaining when we were learning about it, and hopefully you found the notion of various drugs, chemicals, and foods being able to change the color of your urine just as entertaining. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it interesting, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please post any comments, questions, or suggestions below.